Hi, everybody. I wanted to talk with you about how we're going to do sound in the Narthex. It's been reported that the sound in the Narthex has been off, and that's true. And so now we've figured it out with the back Behringer, and here's how we're going to be able to do it. So let's take a look at the back Behringer, and let's take a look at what the Behringer looks like. So to look at this, we see that here we have these white input jacks, and these are familiar to us in the front, why we have the piano, congregational mics, we have the lectern, we have the electric guitar. And of course, in the back, we have things like the handheld and the pastor's mic and the mic that's used for the children's service and the jacks for the bell choirs. Okay. And those are all the inputs that go on into these Behringers. What about the outputs? Well, the outputs come from the aux lines right here. So on the back Behringer, there are a couple of key outputs. There is aux 1, and that runs to the power amps and to the speakers in the sanctuary. And that's why we call aux 1 sanctuary. Aux 2 runs a line to the PreSonus box and over to the vMix computer, and that's why we call it vMix. And now we have aux 3, which runs to the power amplifiers and out to the Narthex speakers, and that's why we call it Narthex. Let's take a look at the Behringer, and let's see what we have. So if we go to the Behringer, we can go to the sanctuary bus, and this is pretty familiar to us, okay? It's in red, piano's off, congregation's off, the pipe organ, and that's how we, mic the entire sanctuary. Here we have vMix, and of course you can see we've got everything turned on because we need the signal for the broadcast. So now there's a third bus we need to worry about, and that is the Narthex. You'll notice that the Narthex, all the sliders are down, including the master slider. The question would be is, do we have to go through and set sound for the Narthex like we do for the sanctuary? And the answer is no, we don't. Let's see how we do it. So if we go to the Behringer, there is a matrix, and that is under the I/O button. And if we go look at that matrix, what you'll see is we can define which bus goes to which aux output. So what we've said is bus 1, sanctuary, goes to aux 1, sanctuary. Bus 2, vMix, goes to aux 2, vMix, which goes over to the computer. Then we've said that we can take bus 1, sanctuary, and we're going to feed the same identical signal over to aux 3. So when we've set sound in the sanctuary, we have also set the sound in the Narthex. And if you go back to the Behringer, it's this input-output where you find that matrix. So it's right underneath that button right there. So how do we turn the Narthex sound on and off? Well, the answer lies in the cabinet. So there is a switch that turns the Narthex sound on, up for on, or off. And then next to it on the left is the Narthex volume control. So, clockwise up, counterclockwise turns the volume down. And so we can do the obvious then. While we're doing sound checks, we would come in and we would turn the sound to the Narthex off. When the prelude starts, we would turn the sound to the Narthex on. And if we need to change the volume, we would use this knob right here. There are two other switches we need to worry about. One of them is in the social hall. There are speakers that are embedded in the ceiling here, and they are controlled by this volume control right here. So if there are people that are doing setup for a luncheon or doing coffee or whatever, it's possible for them to listen if we turn these speakers on using this volume control. There are also speakers in the nursery. And so if you go into the nursery immediately to your left, here we are, and then here is the volume control that controls the speaker in the nursery. It's a bit soft, but it actually does work.